All right. Well, every year it seems like more and more Class B teams are dropping to the 8-man level. Somehow, though, the Fairfield Eagles have managed to compete despite having Class C enrollment numbers. Coach Meyer told us how they've done it and what comes next for Class B football.
We have been fortunate to go through a nice run of student athletes, and been fortunate to be on the upper end of some contests. Those people that have been before them have done a good job of doing things the right way, you know, in terms of working hard and in terms of being good people, and then those younger kids get to see that and watch that and then hopefully emulate it.
Fairfield is certainly fortunate to have great student athletes, but who knows what the future holds. That's why Coach Meyer and several other coaches and administrators around the state are starting the conversation about what lies ahead for Class B teams.
I actually think Class B is in a world of hurt, and especially from the football standpoint. You know, the option to be able to go 8-man is there, and very a valid reason to do that, you know, because of numbers. But those communities have a lot of pride, and they want to stay up, so they're, you know, staying up for maybe the other sports, but football is a numbers game. The 9-man has been thrown around a lot, and a lot of us have talked about that. There's traction, but there's not a lot of traction. At the same time, you know, a 9-man league in the state would be awesome. The problem with that is what happens to those Class B schools that don't have the enrollment to go 9-man, and they don't have the enrollment to go Class A.
A 9-man football league might work for teams in central Montana, but what about the far-flung schools to the east and to the west?
It's spread out. There is such a disparity in enrollments. You know, you have the Bakers of the world, or the Wolf Points of the world. Well, they have to be able to play somebody, you know, and it's a difficult conversation that everybody has with it. And there's not going to be a solution that everybody goes, oh yeah, that's the best thing. You know, it's going to be, it's difficult.
Class B football as it stands is not sustainable. As more and more schools struggle to field 11-man squads or even have enough players to practice and build programs, Meyer thinks small towns need to start having important discussions about the future, and that includes the Fairfield Eagles.
You know, never say never, and does the conversation need to happen? Yes, it does. But at the same time, that conversation should happen. So if you elect to stay, everybody's on the same page. If you elect to go down, everybody's had a voice in that.
Well, right now, 9-man football is played in Minnesota as well as North and South Dakota. The rules very similar to 8-man football. 5 players on the line of scrimmage, 4 in the backfield. So essentially, you're just adding another running back to 8-man teams. So that's the big thing, though, is you can play the game on 11-man fields using all 100 yards, meaning Class B schools wouldn't have to alter their fields and bring the goalposts in to make them 80 yards, as are most Class C fields. As Coach Meyer said, it's certainly a proposal that is being looked at by the MHSA and is being talked about by coaches and administrators around the state, but plenty of obstacles need to be addressed before any sort of proposal will move forward. One final update.